Hello and welcome. This is Kyle Grossmiller with Pure Storage, and in this technical demo video, we're going to show you how to migrate from VMware ESXi to Nutanix AHV with Nutanix Move. So to start, I've already loaded my source VMware environment and my target AHV environment inside of the Move appliance. So the Move appliance is a virtual machine. It can be deployed on VMware or on AHV. Can see I've got a set of about 10 virtual machines that I'm looking to migrate. One of the great things about Move is it doesn't care if this is on virtual volumes, vVols, vSAN, whatever you're using. It just cares about the connection to vCenter. So I'm back in the Move appliance. I'm going to create a plan. I'm choosing the VMware ESXi environment we just saw as the source. And then this is my Nutanix Prism Central. Under that Prism Central instance, I'm selecting a target cluster. And then I'm selecting a FlashArray as my target storage container. All the stuff has already been set up before this video. There's another video in the series on how to set up FlashArray with Nutanix AHV and Prism. I encourage you to watch that if you haven't seen it to see how that's all done. Super easy as well. We can see I'm just going through here and selecting about 10 different virtual machines that I want to migrate. My source network is DHCP. My target network is DHCP. We're not going to test this. This is kind of a purposefully easy demonstration. In terms of preparation mode, there are two options. If you want to manually run this PowerShell script or curl on your Windows or Linux VMs, you can do so. Automatic will do it for you, provided you provide administrative credentials to the VM. One of the steps is to install Nutanix guest tools on the virtual machines. That's kind of the VMware tools equivalent. I'm providing, in this case, just administrative and root passwords. You just need a user with the right rights to install this stuff. And then you can see I can actually click in here and do individual stuff on a per VM basis. Stuff like giving it a unique username and password if you've got different usernames and passwords for your VMs. I can also assign priority to this particular migration wave. I can give it a category and tag inside of Nutanix when it gets moved over. Then I can configure source and target properties. And again, really granular control here. This is super easy if you want to, for example, maybe I want to move my Active Directory controller first. I want to give that a higher priority than anything else. So you can set that kind of granular control of your VMs there, as we just saw. That's really all there is to it. Again, we got 10 VMs here set up. I'm going to save it. Back within the Move GUI, we can see that this plan is showing up here. You can do minimum of 1 VM, maximum of 100 VMs per plan, and you can do multiple plans or multiple Move appliances if you want. Again, we're just doing this kind of super basic and easy just to show you how it's done. I just kicked it off there. We can see we can actually click in on it and get a per VM preparation. Where is it in the migration process? The way that this works is it will first install device drivers. It will install Nutanix guest tools on the VMware ESXi virtual machine. And then it will actually take a VMware-based snapshot of that VM. If you're using vVols, by the way, with Pure, that's an array-based snapshot. So that can be an advantage since you're offloading that snapshot to the array. I believe that one was a vVols-based VM, the one that's going first. I'm not 100% sure, but anyway, we can see that what it's doing here is it's actually seeding the data from source to target. So it's using that VMware-based snapshot, so it's not impacting running operations. And it's really just seeding data from point A to point B for all of these VMs. One notable thing here is that this does use front-end FlashArray I/O today, meaning it's not using FlashArray replication traffic. So just something to be aware of if you have other running workloads on this array. You may want to do this in stages or perhaps potentially off hours, depending on how busy the FlashArray is. If we click in on the Move appliance settings, just to show you, a couple other things you can do here is you can set the amount of duration. So we're doing this base snapshot right now to seed the data. It will take subsequent snapshots every 10 minutes and seed those over so that when we actually go to cut it over, it'll be a fast cutover. And then just to show you, you can actually look at the Move appliance itself, get a sense of, how busy is the CPU, how much network data is flowing across this Move instance. As I mentioned, you can deploy multiple Move instances for different migration waves. You can also crank up the amount of CPU and RAM. That's not necessarily a linear performance increase. So as always, test this stuff out, do test migrations before you do it in production, as always. We'll skip ahead a little bit here, and we can see that VM is now finished, and I can now cut this VM over. So what this does is it shuts off my source VM in VMware, takes a final snapshot, seeds that data, that final snapshot data, on the AHV side, so that we have the most up-to-date snapshot and data from that VM, and then it powers it on within AHV. So we can see now it's doing that final snapshot data sync. And now if we go over to now it's going to do some configuration. Shortly we'll go into Prism and show you what this looks like. So here it's actually creating the virtual machine inside of Prism itself, setting it on, turning it on, getting all the details. And now we can actually click in and view target VM. This will take us into Nutanix Prism. And there we can see there's our migrated VM. It's up and running, and it is good to go. And now we actually click in and launch the console. You can see here's our CentOS VM that we migrated from VMware to Nutanix. Thanks a lot for watching. If you want more, there's a whole guide on this, Nutanix Kubernetes platform, how to set this up. Please hit the QR code. As always, thanks for watching, and we will see you next time.